Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Let's start with today's stories. Am I the idiot for uninviting my soon-to-be mother-in-law from my wedding? I, female, 27, am engaged to my fiancé, male, 45, and we plan to get married in July. I have 2 kids with my late husband. My soon-to-be mother-in-law, who I will refer to as MIL, does not know this full context, as I am a private person and am not overly close with her. He passed when I was 23, and I really only discuss his passing once I am incredibly close with someone. I have only spoken to MIL at a handful of holidays, and never had a conversation that extended far beyond the basics. Now to get into this, we recently hosted our first Thanksgiving. I felt very accomplished and was excited to share this moment with my soon-to-be family. The only issue being that I had totally forgotten the mashed potatoes, which seemed to have MIL in a very pissy mood. Thankfully, fiancé's sister offered to go to the store to buy some instant mashed potatoes, to which I was very grateful. She asked me to check in on her youngest daughter, who was in an upstairs bedroom with my kids, and had been very quiet recently. Moms of Reddit know this is never a good thing. I, of course, agree. I go to check on them and find them fully engrossed in Encanto. Left sitting at the table downstairs were my soon-to-be mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, fiancé, and most importantly, sister-in-law's oldest daughter, female, 15. As I make my way downstairs, I do note the silence at the table but don't think much of it. After the dinner, however, while everyone is leaving, sister-in-law's oldest daughter pulls me aside and asks to speak to me. I ask her if everything is okay, and she explains that while I was gone, MIL made a comment, something to the note of how she didn't get why fiancé would get with someone who is already used up, and that running around with someone like that would ruin his reputation among men. Along with another comment that she said she wasn't comfortable repeating. She said she wouldn't have felt right if she hadn't told me. I thanked her profusely, honestly completely in shock at what I had just heard. MIL had already left at this point. I am a very confrontational person, because I believe it gets drama over with. I called her and asked her if it was true, and she got really quiet before admitting that it was. She said, something along the lines of, "I am glad you know how everyone feels now. I was getting tired of hiding it." When I started to cry, she replied, and this is a direct quote, "You act like a floozy, you get treated like one." In a moment of anger, I uninvited her from my wedding. My fiancé is very upset and is threatening to leave if I don't fix this all now. He and our friends are all calling me the a-hole, and many have been ostracizing me. I am open to criticism, but I really don't think I did anything wrong. So, am I the idiot for uninviting my soon-to-be mother-in-law from my wedding? Unless the reason your fiancé is upset is because he was the one who wanted to disinvite her himself, he's the idiot, not you. Him, his mother, his family, and everyone who agrees with them. I'm sorry, OP, but unfortunately it was better to know how these people feel about you now than before the wedding. At least you still have a chance to run. And if these so-called friends actually know the whole story and not just the fake version that fiancé and her future mother-in-law told them, it's a blessing that you are ostracized by them. All of these people are a-holes, OP, except for the niece who told you the truth, and if you cut these people out of your life, you will be gaining much more than what you are losing. You're not the idiot for uninviting someone who thinks so low of you and who disrespects you from your wedding, even if it's the mother of the groom. But the big question now is, after all this, will there still be a wedding, OP? Now you know how the rest of your life will probably be like with these people. Are you sure you want this? Anyway, good luck, OP. And what did you guys think of this situation? What advice would you give, OP? Don't forget to leave your opinions down below. Your mother-in-law called you a floozy on Thanksgiving and your fiancé wants you to apologize? You have a fiancé problem. This relationship is already over. Figure out how to protect yourself and get out. Not the idiot. This would bother me because fiancé reaction is a red flag. Will he ever have your back? Dear OP, please uninvite the fiancé too. Yeah, this isn't a situation where you ponder if maybe it's not worth it after all. This is a situation where you pack your shit and run. Not the idiot. I'm sorry you're having to go through this. You deserve better. He's 45 and she's 27, of course she's got a fiancé problem. Calling any woman a floozy is a penultimate insult because everyone knows how much women are already ill-treated in the name of preserving our character and honor. Knowing your circumstances, your fiancé should have gone scorched earth on his mother. In any relationship, respect for our partner is sacrosanct. If he can't do that, what is the point in moving forward? Not the idiot. OP, dump him already. He will always be mother-in-law's son first and foremost. Husband, friend, protector will be a distant second. Is mother-in-law the woman you want to spend holidays with for the rest of your life? Do you want to play second fiddle to a hateful beef for the next 20 years? Even a 15-year-old girl gets it that mother-in-law is toxic. The 15-year-old had your back more than your own fiancé. OP, not the idiot. I would have disinvited mother-in-law from my entire life. You may want to rethink your finances too. Unfortunately, he is spineless or worse. Agrees. And what do you guys think about this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Please leave your comments down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my father to go F himself and saying he can handle his daughter however he wants? I'm 18, male, estranged from my dad. Last went to his house, just over a year ago, but it was a long time coming. He wasn't really around much when he was married to my mom. Wasn't very interested when he divorced her either, and would have me in his house, and just kind of leave me alone or with a babysitter, depending on the age I was. He left me to get into trouble many times, because he wouldn't sign stuff from school, and didn't have a phone I could call mom from when I was younger. She went to court, and they just said that all school stuff should be sent to her, after several incidents of me getting into trouble happened, and the school even sending home notes and stuff. He never remembered my birthday. Never acknowledged me for Christmas. Every Christmas I was with my mom, and a few times, he even forgot that I was in his house. One time I was sick and extra demanding, and he yelled at me for annoying him. He started dating this woman, Missy, when I was 15, and she had a 2, or maybe 3-year-old daughter at the time, Leah. My father is now adopting Leah. Apparently, she wants me there for her adoption day, and wanted a sibling moment, because to her she's not just gaining a dad, she's gaining a brother. But I don't want contact with her either. I have been no contact with my dad for a few months now, except for this incident, and I'm not going to show up for her just because he's adopting her. I wasn't interested when I spent part of the time in the same house as her, and that hasn't changed for me. But my father is going all out to give her what she wants. He showed up at my mom's house with her, and she was all eager and excited to see me, and gave me an invite she made, and she told me she really wanted me there. I think she's like 5-ish now, maybe even 6. I never really paid attention to her age, and she remembers me some. She used to follow me around, when I was still going to dad's. But I told her I wouldn't be able to go, and made things move along. Then he shows up on his own, and tells me she wants me there and I owe it to her, and how could I say I wouldn't come, when she's so excited to have a brother? I told him to go F himself, and told him to handle his daughter however he wants, but she's not my problem. He told me I was an a-hole for taking it out on a kid. Am I the idiot? OP, also share more information in the comments. Leah is not my little sister though. She's just a kid I spent some time in the same house with. But we're not family. He's not family, and without that there is no tie between her and me. I'm not willing to fill that role for her. I very rarely interacted with her, and never considered her much of a presence in my life. She seems to have a way more involved dad than I ever had. Which is great for her. But there's nothing that ties us together, in my eyes, for us to be any kind of siblings. I'm not really interested in having a relationship with her. Not because I blame her. But she's just not family, and I want to be no contact with him and his wife, and she's not exactly important to me, for me to not be no contact with them, if that makes sense. Missy was never under the illusion he was good to me. But he cared about her kid, or made an effort, so that was all she cared about. The man has never tried to be a father to me. Having contact with him would heal nothing. He adds nothing positive to my life. The way to move forward and heal is to move forward without him. Besides this mess, are you doing okay? Is your mom supportive? My mom's supportive. She had to shoulder a lot when I was a kid, because of how absent my dad was. She always did her best for me, and she fought hard for me. There are times she was the only person I felt I could be honest with. I'm doing better. I think over time I kind of grew cold to it all. To him specifically. It was the only way to make it through, honestly. Being away from him has only been good for me. Are you going to be occasionally seeing her for many more years? I won't be seeing her occasionally. He doesn't have family, I know, so nothing like that where we might see each other. I also want to go back to no contact with him. Okay, you are not the idiot at all, OP. The idiot here is your father, who not only continues to be a horrible dad to you, but comes to your own house and insults you and wants to make you do something that you clearly don't want to do. And I also think your father's wife is a bit of an idiot. Who stays with a guy that treats his own son like that? This would already be a huge red flag for me. And now she's going to let him adopt her daughter? Who knows, he could treat the girl like that in the future too. Honestly, it's a risk I don't know if I could take if it was my kid. But none of this is your fault, OP. Of course you could have said yes to the invitation, just to be polite and try to make the little girl happy, but she could see it as a confirmation that you see her as a sister, and that you would be part of her life, which is not your intention. It's sad, but it's the reality. In this case, you have to do what's best for you, and unfortunately, the best thing is to go low/no contact with your father. And she is part of your father's life, and as you said, you do not, nor have you ever intended, to be a big brother to her. And even if you don't believe it or admit it, I think you have some jealousy about the father-daughter relationship they have, even if you don't admit it, even if it's just unconsciously, and that feeling is completely normal. Part of you wish your father had cared about you like that, the way he now, apparently, care about her. So not the idiot OP, I hope things get better from now on, and I'm sorry you don't have a better father. And what did you guys think of this situation? What advice would you give OP? Don't forget to leave your opinions down below. Not the idiot. Go back to no contact with your dad, and let him deal with the fallout. Not the idiot. He made his bed and now he can lie in it. And you never took it out on her, just on him. It's not your fault he's dragging her around to emotionally blackmail you. Maybe one day you and her can bond over how much of a shitty dad he is. The thing is, he will be a good dad to her as long as he is interested in her mom. This might just be the next decades. Some men only care for the children that are attached to the woman they want. Not the idiot. Your dad had absolutely no right to tell Leah that you would be going, so he's responsible for her disappointment. You have every right to go no contact after the shitty way he's behaved towards you. He hasn't been a parent. And now he has a new family, he thinks he gets to press a big reset button and the past disappears? No. I would have told him to go effing himself too. Not the idiot. He basically abandoned you, so I wouldn't call him your father. And since he isn't your father, how could she be your sister? It's unfortunate that he is trying to blame you for his parenting, but even if you did exactly what he wanted, it wouldn't turn out well. And what did you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Do you think OP was too insensitive to the little girl? Or is he right in his decision? Don't forget to leave your comments below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now, or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.